Everyone, I just want to say, even though I know it's going on every day, the impatience of people is insufferable. I don't understand. I mean, here I am. I decided to get up and get out. I got most of my work done yesterday, and it was really hot. But I did it, uncluttered, didn't get rid of anything, but just uncluttered and finding spaces for everything, a place for everything. Well, at the end of the day, I was exhausted, but I took me a nice cool shower without being cold shower. And I got up today and did everything that I needed to do except this. But I decided to get up and get out in the sunshine a little bit. And while it's still halfway decently cool out, and decided to come down here to. I was looking for some Mountain Dew, but McDonald's don't have it, so I'm in line and I order what I want and I'm sitting and getting the money ready, and there's a lady over on the other aisle she honks at me, and she just takes off and gets up in front of me. And I said, "Well, way to go." And I made sure I let her know, and she turned around at me. I said, "Well, that's just real nice. Way to go. That really got you really far, didn't it? You still have to wait." And she kept looking at me, and I just told her, I said, "Well, you know what? Impatience will get you nowhere. There you are. You got nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. So I'm happy you're happy." So I get up to the cashier, and she took my money, and she knew right away it was me. I said, "Well," I said, "impatient people," she said, "we have that every day, all day long." And you know what? The impatience that people do, and they're so worried about themselves that they truly don't have a clue what's going on out there. And I'm sure a lot of everybody that comes on my channel don't have a clue that's going on out here. You see every day about, and especially on YouTube, there's a lot of people that go and not audition, interview the homeless in different places, Portland, Oregon, and California, and places about the homeless people, um, and they're out there just trying to survive. That's basically all they're doing. A lot of them are drug addicts that are trying to survive. Everybody is trying to survive. Everybody is trying to uh, get their needs met. And drug addicts are trying, basically, just they're trying to get their next fix. And hold on a minute, I'm losing my control of my. They're trying to get their next fix, however way they can get it, and that's the only way they can survive. Food second for them, shelter's third for them. And driving down here today, and well, on the road that I travel to come down here, there's a couple. I went to their yard sale a couple weeks ago and got me a long. Uh, it's probably a nightgown, but I'm going to use it as a everyday around the house dress, and it's all white and got a little pink, blue flowers on it. But anyway, she was telling me about they're trying to save up for a piece of land, and they're living in a camper, and there are a lot of people doing it now because that's basically a lot of people. That's the only way they can do it, and so then on the same road, a couple of years ago, this guy put I don't know whether it's a guy and a girl or just a guy or girl, had put a little tiny home there. Now, what it looks inside, I do not know, but what it looks like outside is another story. But they live in there. He lives in there, she lives in there, whoever, both live in there. And they must gather up stuff. They must do things out of cleaning out people's homes and stuff or whatever, because there's always a bunch of stuff around there. And I'm not sure whether they burn it or what they do. But lately they put a little camper there, or he has put a little camper there. And now there's somebody living in the little camper. And when I drove past today, they had an umbrella up, kind of facing the doorway, so the sun wouldn't come in on their. Boy, this is tiring for whatever reason today. Holding it. To keep the sun out and keep them not quite so hot in there. And I can't say whether they're hooked up to electric or not, but I thought to myself, everybody out there, there's somebody or another that's trying to survive. And my bangs need cut. And I'll probably cut them the next time I uh, try to fix my hair, do something with my hair. But they're just basically trying to survive. And if maybe all they've got is ramen noodles. And maybe they don't even have that. And bottom line is, people are just trying to survive. That's all they're doing. Trying to live the best life that they can with what they've got. They got a roof over their head. They do have a vehicle. And then on further up, as you're coming out of the little town that I live in, well, it's not even a town, it's just a gas station now. But halfway out, um, well, no, not halfway out, just a little, not even a quarter of a mile out, there's a little house sitting there, and then there's a big RV sitting in the yard that's been there for a couple of years now, and it's an elderly lady living in the RV. Now, grant you, too messy for me. I mean, they keep it messy on the outside. I don't even want to see what it looks like on the inside. Uh, but they're living, doing the best they can. Now she spent winter time in there, a couple winters. So well, the first one she had just a regular camper. Then she ended up getting an RV, probably a little bit bigger. I'm guessing, but people just trying to survive. See, now I'm a little bit different than them. Okay, I'll go in a camper. If I had to be in a tent, it would be clean. That's bottom line. I have to have it clean and uncluttered. And but people just trying to survive. Now I'm trying to do more than survive. I'm trying to thrive. As I know many of you out there are wanting to thrive instead of just survive. So I uncluttered my home yesterday. I didn't get rid of anything. I just strategically placed everything a home of its own spot. And got my fan on, and it was really hot. And and of course, and I can sit outside. Not like this morning, I could sit outside and it's nice and cool. And then yesterday evening, I could sit outside on my little porch, and it's cool. The breeze was blowing yesterday. And so let's do more than survive. Now, I'm sure that those people that I mentioned this morning and everything that they're living in are wanting more than just survive. But a lot of people don't know how to do that. They don't know how to do more than just survive. And they stay in that mindset that it's, I got to survive, I got to survive. They don't look for anything more than just surviving. If I could just survive another day, is basically what's on their mind. So, but yeah, a lot of impatient people out there, a lot of hateful people out there. And instead of everybody coming together and um, being good to each other and being helpful to each other um, and whatever's going on in all these natural disasters and uh, people needing help and stuff, if you can at all help anybody, if you see somebody standing on a street corner saying, I will work for food, or I will work for whatever. If you've got a few bucks in your pocket that you can spare, call them over to your car and give it to them. And don't ask what they're doing with it. It's not our business. Whatever they need to survive and to live another day without unaliving themselves or doing something that's going to get them unalive. If you could save somebody's life, no matter what it is, if they take that money and use it for drugs, that's not your concern. That's not my concern. They're just trying to survive another day. They were put on this planet, didn't ask to be put on this planet, and now whoever's out there, the powers that think they are pushing everybody into whatever. And a lot of people can't handle life, so they turn to drugs. A lot of people can't handle life and paying their bills and keeping a roof over their head, so they end up homeless. If you got it, give it. So remember, a merry heart doeth good like a medicine, but a broken spirit will dry up your bones. And if you believe you can, or if you believe you can't, you're right either way. So there's a lot of people out there right now, and which has been for years and centuries, that don't believe they can. All they see is the obstacles instead of what they're capable of doing. So if you believe you can, reach out to somebody. Don't ask questions. Don't ask why they need this or that. Just give it to them. You have a great day.